I fell in love with the place instantly. I saw the stadium; it was a full stadium. They won that day as well, which obviously helps. But I saw the fans, how passionate the fans were, because it was a new experience also for me. Yeah, it came pretty much from nowhere, to be honest. I was at Dundee United, and I got some information that Lech Poznań wanted to invite me over to see the facilities, and they were interested to sign me in the summer. So I was quite um, unaware of Polish football. Like I didn't know much about it, to be honest. But at the time, I played with one goalkeeper, Rado Czesniak, and when obviously he saw in the media from Poland, and he spoke to me and told me like how big a club like Poznan was, because no disrespect to Scottish football, but I think going from where I went to then a club like Lech Poznań, it was a step up in every aspect. The size of the club, the fans, the structure, the opportunity to play in Europe. So it was a lot of appealing factors. And when I went over to see it, I fell in love with the place instantly. I saw the stadium; it was a full stadium. They won that day as well, which obviously helps. But I saw the fans, how passionate the fans were, because it was a new experience also for me. From then, I was like, yeah, I wanna come here, play my football, and be involved in trying to win trophies. And thankfully, I can look back now and say that I did that. I have many friends, like everyone that was in the dressing room, I'm friendly with. But my first experience in Poland, I think it was a less like, let's say, it was a less English speaking culture, because there was a lot more senior Polish players. And again, for me getting as a young boy, it was amazing because I learned very early on about their culture and how they handle themselves in the dressing room, and about Polish. So I was out my comfort zone, which I enjoy. And then the second, I had Polish coaches as well at the time. So the second spell, I had Skorja again, but it was, I feel like the culture was more English speaking, rightly or wrongly. I know it's a Polish club, but there was a lot of international players, and if they want to be European, of course they need to adapt. And then from that, obviously, it was a lot easier to then communicate with the foreign guys. As much I did try, and I understand a lot of Polish and speak, so I could quite easily get by only speaking Polish, I'd imagine. But having the foreign group along with the Polish guys, it was a really nice connection, and I think everyone was like-minded. Everyone had real ambition to go and bring the trophy back to Lech Poznan. Well, I didn't really get a chance to go to bars, and I understand that because I've been in different countries, different cultures. If you didn't know any Polish, you would still be fine because you would get by. But I also understand and appreciate that if you're in a different country and culture, it's nice to try and speak the language or to learn. And because the locals, they appreciate that. Even if I was at the restaurant, for example, or ordering a nice glass of wine, let's say, I would order in Polish and they would sometimes laugh. Like now, because of my pronunciation, that they would just laugh because they wouldn't expect me to speak Polish. So I always tried to speak Polish when I could, but predominantly in the dressing room, it was like English speaking. Produce the players, seems to be like every year someone then comes up. They have a great academy, they have great facilities for the kids to do well. I think the difficult part, which is maybe good in Poland because you have the rule about the young guys, they must play. I don't know exactly what, I think it's 2 or 3 must be involved. So it gives them opportunities to play because you have many good young talents arrive to first team and then don't get the opportunities. And that's where the development really starts, when you're in that competitive environment. It's no more academy football, it's grown men football with stuff at stake, and Lech is a really good base for that. Obviously, I think you need to give credit to the coaches at the academy that help develop these players, because these are the people that don't get the recognition because they're behind the scenes, they're not in the public eye, but they're the ones that put all the work in for them to arrive, to then do well, to then make many millions for the club. Yeah, and listen, I played with all the players that you just rhymed off. They've all made amazing moves. I keep in touch with all of them. So I feel like I took on the kind of uncle role, big brother role, let's say, because I'm not that old. But it's nice to see. It's nice to also help develop these young guys. And I think one of the biggest things I can say about all them players that you just mentioned was their personality, their character. They were all so humble. Even though they were all big talents, they never really let their ego get in the way of that. Because you see it, I saw it firsthand in England. Many young talents, and you know, they have better cars than the first team guys. So there, I think they have a good, humble development into the first team to then go and do well and focus on their football. And then, of course, they can enjoy life when they reach the places that they want to reach. So it's nice to see. I don't think there's any more special than the other, because winning the title it epitomises like the meaning special. The first one, it was my first trophy, first silverware, even though it's a gold cup, sorry. I think that gave me the taste, that gave me the hunger of winning, and it was like addictive. And how we did it that season, to come to the last day, it was nerve-wracking. So there was a lot of emotions involved, but then the joy and the getting to celebrate with the fans afterwards it's hard to describe. And I say it all the time, like, I've been lucky enough to have the career that I had and still have. There's some players that don't get to experience that feeling but have amazing careers. Yeah, both amazing. And then the second one was also special in the fact that me taking the risk of going back to Poznan, because I could have went elsewhere. The sole reason to go back was to win another title, and to do that again was nice, very fulfilling. Yeah, there's so many players. You know, I think one that I need to give a mention to, especially after the weekend, is Mikael, Ishak, because what he's done for the club is phenomenal. As a person, he's just amazing. You know, I'm really close with Mikael now, and that's the beautiful thing about football. You go into new clubs not knowing anyone, and you make these relationships. So I think definitely he can be regarded as one of the best I played with, because he maybe doesn't get the recognition outside of Poland. You maybe ask why he hasn't been bought for one of these big clubs, but what he's doing there is incredible. I mean, and it's hard to say exactly who, because I had the privilege of playing with so many good players, like young talents that could go on. You know, Jan now is signed at Porto. I remember when he first came up to the first team, I shared a room with him a few times in the hotels. And just his preparation, he was like an experienced professional in an 18-year-old's body. So, and how he trained, how he played, I could see he had the attributes to go to the very top, but it had to be in the right environment for him. And it's nice to see where he's arrived at now. So again, there's lots of players that I played with that have different moments as well. Some people have spells and patches where they're incredible, and then they maybe don't reach the heights that they should have, or some players that wasn't so in the public eye that then move and really hit the heights. So I think I won't name any other players, because it was a privilege to play with all of them, even the players against as well.